I'm going to read this book called The Growing Story. It is one of Dotty's and my favorites. It's by Ruth Krause and illustrated by Helen Oxbury.
Okay.
Dotty's going to listen to it too.
Of course, I'm right next to her.
A boy and a puppy and some chicks were all very little. Summer was coming. Buds grew on the trees. The grass began to grow. On the side of the barn, flowers began to grow. The little boy said to his mother, "Everything is growing. The grass is growing, the flowers are growing, and the trees are growing." He asked her, "Will the chicks grow?" "Of course," his mother replied. He asked her, "Will the puppy grow?" "Of course," his mother replied. He asked her, "Will I grow too?" "Of course you'll grow too," his mother replied. The days grew longer and the nights grew shorter. That means it got dark earlier. The grass grew faster. The nights grew shorter means it got dark later. The grass grew faster and the flowers grew higher. Leaves grew big on the trees. The little boy said to the puppy and the chicks, "We're growing too." The air was growing warmer. The little boy and his mother planted corn seeds in the field. His mother said, "We'll put away your warm woolen clothes. When summer is over, you'll put them on again." Woolen clothes are made out of wool, which is really warm. They folded up his warm pants and put them away in a box. They folded up his warm coat and put it away in a box. The little boy climbed on a chair, and put it up high on a shelf. The corn grew. Blossoms grew on the orchard trees, and lilacs bloomed by the barn. The chicks grew taller, and the puppy grew taller. The little boy said, "You both grew taller." He said to his mother, "They both grew taller. I don't feel taller." He asked her, "Am I growing too?" "Oh yes, of course," his mother replied. Little pears grew on the orchard trees. Little ears grew on the corn. The grass grew still faster. The chicks grew still taller. The puppy grew still taller. The little boy looked in the looking glass. He said to his mother, "The chicks have grown taller than my knee, and the puppy has grown taller than my middle. I don't look taller." He asked her, "Are you sure I'm growing?" His mother replied, "Of course you're growing." The honeysuckle bloomed. The roses bloomed. The corn grew as high as a man. The pears were ripening, and the chicks grew still taller again, and the puppy grew still taller again. The little boy went alone and sat at the side of the barn. He looked at the grass and the flowers. He looked at the trees and the corn. He looked at the puppy, and he looked at the chicks. He said, "Everything is still growing. I can see they are growing." He asked, "Can I really be growing too?" Summer was growing to its end. The ripe pears fell. The days grew shorter and the nights grew longer again. That means it got dark sooner. The grass grew slower again. When the leaves grew red and yellow and brown, summer was over. The corn was over. No flowers bloomed up on the side of the barn. The chicks had grown up. The chicks were chickens. The chickens were nearly up to the little boy's middle. The puppy had grown up. The puppy was a dog. The dog was nearly up to the little boy's head. The little boy looked at the chickens and the dog. "You have both grown up. I haven't grown up. I'm still little," the little boy said.
She's growing.
The air had grown colder. The little boy's mother said, "We'll take out your warm woolen clothes and put them on again." The little boy climbed on the chair and took down the box from the shelf. They took out his warm pants from the box and unfolded them. They took out his warm coat from the box and unfolded it. The little boy put on his warm pants again and looked in the looking glass. "My pants are too tight and the legs are too short," he said. He put on the warm coat again and looked in the looking glass. "My coat is too tight and the sleeves are too short," he said. He put on his cap and he ran out into the yard. He turned a somersault and he threw his cap in the air. "Hey," the little boy said to the chickens and the dog, "my pants are too little and my coat is too little. I'm growing too."
That was his cartwheel. He goes like that, and then that, and then that, and then you go back down. And look at so big.
The end.
And I was there too because I was right next to it, of course.
Dotty, what do you like about that book?
That this is a true story, and people do grow in real life. That's